Honor to be back in Sanctuary Consecrated Rest Community on the Zephyr's Faith Worldwide Ministries, where our service can change your kind of life and where we are part of the next wave. Let us start this evening with a word of prayer. Most High, with thy Father of life, we are thankful for yet and grateful for another day. Grateful for this time that we have to come together on this evening. We are thankful for the congregation and fellowship, near and far. Thankful for those things we were able to accomplish, those things we were able to plan, and also for the opportunity to yet again interact and live and breathe and function in another day. Thankful and grateful that we are part of a progressive movement. Hotel Nation is alive and well. We're thankful for our great and mighty ancestors that have contributed much to us that we even are able to benefit from now. If any are on the way here on this evening, our expectation is that they'll make it here safely without incident. I'm thankful and grateful for testimonies and for all of them part of this congregation here. We are trusting that even on tonight as we go forward that we will be edified, strengthened, and encouraged as we move forward. That anyone that will log in, if it's their first time, that they will be ministered to in a way that will cause them to want to continue to move forward and also become a part of Hotel Nation and realize that they can free their mind and their body will follow. We're thankful that nothing will be done for vain glory as we come together in this place. Ashe. Amen. All right. Ready for another evening of free mind where we go word for word, line upon line, precept by precept in the King James Version of the Bible. It's not always welcome, the manner at which we go word for word. It's always amazing to me and it's hard for me to understand how people can get agitated and aggravated when we are going with exactly what it says, what's written. It boggles my mind. At this time, if someone wants to share a word of testimony, it's a good time to do
I'm glad to be back in the progressive community one more time. Thankful for the ancestors. I'm grateful for Mother, Father of life. I'm appreciative for our spiritual leader. Thankful for strength, the inner strength. I tell you, I'm still pulling on that too, but the inner strength that I have to even get some things done in the house on today. And for some that might be small, but for me that is absolutely huge. So I'm grateful for the strength. I'm thankful for being able to have a ear to hear and on what to do, when to do, how to, and to feel myself getting strength. It's like I was sitting and it's like I got strengthened and it's like I heard, get up, and I'm like, oh, I said, well, I do feel pretty good. I guess I better get up, and got up and was able to do with no problem. And I'm grateful for that on tonight. So I'm thankful for what we're going to hear tonight. As we go line upon line, that we may know better and know more truth on tonight. I say.
it.
Amen. I'm also grateful to be back one more time to hear the truth for the leaders of this house. I'm grateful for another day of strength and for the inner strength as well, and just for the ancestors helping and just helping me keep my cool in the midst of people being foolish. I appreciate just the great things that are continuously happening in my life and just ready for the truth tonight so I'll be able to help others. Ashe. Thankful to be in the house one more time.
Okay. Is someone logged in?
Huh?
Is someone logged in
No,
with us?
no, sir. No.
Okay. Can do log in later, so we won't say that. I try to bring our families over there in Kenya as well, so. Karibu Kanti Quato. So, we are, if we remind again, I think we are still in Leviticus.
We are.
So we're going to let Levi cut us again. Where are we?
Chapter 25, verse 40.
Oh, yeah. Yes, let's get into that. Let's get into that.
But as an hired servant and as a sojourner, he shall be with thee, and shall serve thee unto the year of Jubilee. And then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with him, and shall return unto his own family, and unto the possession of his fathers shall he return. For they are my servants, which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen. Thou shalt not rule over him with vigor.
Stop right there. Now, did we hear that part?
Yes.
Shall not be what? Sold.
So
As bondmen, right?
Right.
So, we know who that ain't talking about. Now, we know who that ain't talking about. Bless you. Time and time again, it's proven that the story depicts and points out that it is focused on the characters in the story. And the people that are described in the story, we took it and brought it into reality. And unfortunately, it has been the source of much confusion ever since. But go ahead.
But shall fear thy God. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondsmaids. Moreover,
Stop. Who's talking here?
God.
So here's God telling you the bystanders, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't put that there. It's clearly saying that's not what that means. I don't give a rat's butt how you try to fool other people. That's what that means, and that's what it says. And it says, who is saying it?
God.
So which God is saying this? But which God is saying this?
God is
I'm trying to, the one that's over Israel in this book.
right.
That's right. That's right. Because the way the mindset is in our country, they set this country up for a lot of people to get killed. With their hatred and the way they think and what they would like to see happen. What's going to happen is they're going to find out this ain't Israel. It's going to be a lot of people losing their land. Mistreated and hate people. That's why this country's so messed up. Full of hate. And lying about the American first agenda. You got to first be American. Ain't no American. Let's do it.
Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy. And
Buy. That's what it says.
Yes.
So all these apologetic jerks, they got people's minds so twisted and tricked them to not see what they read. It plain as they say buy. Right?
Right.
Well, they do it in church now. They child get abused and they buy. They pay them off and they stay in that place and they stay in that church. And they make their child keep going to that church. They take the money. So they buy it. You ain't never looked at it like that, huh? They take the money and stay. And make excuses for their own child getting abused. This is clear. It says buy. Isn't that clear? Okay, go ahead.
And of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession.
That's just how they did on the plantation. Is that not right? Now, this is in the Bible. I didn't make this up. These church folk get mad all they want to. You should be mad at yourself for not opening your eyes and freeing your mind like we are. You have to be in bondage to be holy and righteous. You ain't got to go around and get mad. It says so. The problem is they ain't never read it. That's the problem with it. That's why some of them say they have a different Bible. Where you no different Bible? No. Free your mind. It says it plain as day. And they talk about their family. Go ahead. They're your possession. You own them. Go ahead.
And you shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you.
So your children have slaves. Just like on the plantation. Good thing this is just depicted in this Bible, but they made people feel like this stuff is real and this stuff really happened. This is a story. I wish somebody would knock on my door and tell me, according to the government, I can take you as a slave. They're just as good. They just as good as the purchase them or behind with me. They'll never forget. This government is full of hate. This government is full of evil and foolishness. And one particular part of the government gonna get a lot of people killed, including themselves if they keep it up. Go ahead.
And you shall take them as an inheritance after you, to inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondmen forever. But over your brethren, the
For
children,
what?
forever.
Keep going.
But over your brethren, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule one over another with rigor. And if a sojourner or stranger,
So much for that.
and if a sojourner or stranger wax rich by thee, and thy brother that dwelleth by him wax poor, and sell himself unto the stranger or sojourner by thee, or to the stock of the stranger's family, after that he is sold, he may be redeemed again. One of his brethren may redeem him. Either his uncle or his uncle's son may redeem him, or any that is nigh of kin unto him of his family may redeem him. Or if he be able, he may redeem himself. And he shall reckon with him that bought him from the year that he was sold to him unto the year of Jubilee. And the price of his sale shall be according unto the number of years, according to the time and hired servant shall it be with him. If there be yet many years behind, according to unto them he shall give again the price of his redemption out of the money that he was bought for. And if there remain but few years unto the year of Jubilee, then he shall count with him, and according unto his years shall he give him again the price of his redemption. And as a yearly hired servant shall he be with him, and the other shall not rule with rigor over him in thy sight. And if he be not redeemed in these years, then he shall go out in the year of Jubilee, both he and his children with him. For unto me the children of Israel are servants. They are my servants, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. That's the end of chapter 25.
All right. Anybody else want to?
Minister Ward and Mother, Brother Richard, and Pastor Troy.
Bless you. Bless you all. Appreciate you. Bless you. Bless you. Karibu. Fancy. Now, there's a song that's sung in church that tells you you were a slave and then you were brought to be a slave again. What song is that?
I redeemed.
I've been redeemed, bought with a price. Singing it and not knowing you are glorifying me as slave. I've been redeemed, bought with a price. Well, he's talking about dying on the cross. No ma'am, no sir. Well, a God doggone thing purchased on the cross, even in the store. And we sing the song, brought with a price. That's not what it means. Oh yeah? You think I'm done with stupid, huh? Do you know the origin of the song? Now, before you attack me and talk your junk, church folks, do you know the true origin of the song? Because I happen to know the true origin of the song. And it's not the origin of the first people that called this song recorded and right. Now, I know where the song comes from. And it don't come from here. Brought with a price. Well, you get it all mixed up. No, I'm not, because if what you say it means is true, then things would be the way they are, not would they? Then it said, they're my servants. No? Right? Just for the sake of the discussion, let's look up the word servant, please. Not servant, servant. Watch this right here. For your lifetime. Type of people that understand the truth. And stop getting mad when somebody speak the truth. Oh, you going against God. Which God you talking about? Several of them. I wish people would come and fellowship instead of running their mouth and not knowing the truth of it. Because whether they like it or not, they better pay attention to what's going on. Because even the churches don't want y'all to know. Especially the evangelicals, especially the Christian nationalists, especially the Christian radicals, especially the new Christian coalition, especially young Republicans who call themselves Christians as well. But open up your eyes and realize what's going on. Well, God handled it. That's what's wrong now. Remind me of that scene on the Wizard of Oz. They go, attention to that man behind the curtain. What a servant.
Slave.
That's why I said, watch this. Say it loud so they can hear this watching, please, now. Servant.
Slave.
So, in other words, God said, they are my slaves. You can't have them as slaves because they're my slaves. I brought them out of Egypt to be my slaves. Why? Because other people, they wasn't no good to me no more because I'm mad at them. What people? The Midianites. Who brought them out of Egypt physically? Who led them out of Egypt physically? Who told Moses to go get them? Which one? The one he met on the mountain in the land of the Midianites. And these folk can't write no story right. So they crossed it up and screwed it up and tried to make it the same God, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Well, it's not. Because it's the one that was in the land of the Midianites who got mad at the Midianites and used Moses and his people to kill the Midianites later. Read the Bible. It's in there. He ended up having to kill his own kinfolk because the God who was going to leave the mountain told him to do it. See, I know how to put two and two together in spite of what you wrote, in spite of what you got people crossed up and thinking. I put the story together right. Moses led them out of Egypt. Here you have God saying they're my slaves. Because because I brought them up out of the land of Egypt, right?
Right.
Okay, they're my slaves. Well, the same God is the same God who turned around and told Moses, now you do something. Kill your kinfolk. What kinfolk? His white people. Who is white people? The Midianites. When did he encounter God? On the mountain where?
Amen.
Whose land? Whose land? Huh? What is the region of Midianites?
Yeah.
They didn't have to say that to him about God, did they? Little did he know he was secretly going to be used with his people to replace them. It says so in that very Bible. Now, who are the Midianites killed to? Are they killed to the Canaanites? We get into that later. We get into that later.
I said I couldn't remember.
Oh, we'll get into that later. But I'm just saying, this is the same. And here we find out servant means slave. We so busy saying servant, servant, servant. We won't look it up. Whether we like it or not, whether we want to accept it or not, the goddamn term means slave. I have been crazy. It means slave. That's why in the restaurant, they don't call you servant. They call you server, hostess, waiter, waitress. They don't call you servant. You're called server. Thank you so much for looking that word up. It means slave. All day long. Twice on Sunday. You need to come be a servant in the house of the Lord. Slave. That's what it is. We're too busy being happy to realize that's what it is. Sit down, servant, can't sit down. Sit down, servant, can't sit down. Sit down, servant, can't sit down. Just got to happen, can't sit down. Sit down, slave, can't sit down. Sit down, slave, can't sit down. Sit down, slave, can't sit down. Just got to happen, can't sit down. It's uncomfortable when I do stuff like this. People get mad and agitated. I was fooled just like you. So we the same foo-foo cut together. So let's just drink a nice, even helping slave latte and get over it. Mix with some slave mocha. Let's get over it. That's what it means, slave. We didn't write this. Neither did God. Let's go. Any comments from the line? No? All right. Move on then. Go ahead. Chapter 25. 26? All right.
Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven image.
Shall make you no idols, nor graven image. Right?
Right.
All right, let's go.
Neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall you set up any image of stone in your land, to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your God. Ye shall keep my Sabbaths, and reverence my sanctuary.
Excuse me. Now, that don't tell you this is a story. That's me. How do we know this is a story? Look up there. Look up there. What y'all see? What y'all see up there? Huh? Oh, thank you. A graven image. It can't be talking about the people now. You got statues of people, statues of images, statues of stuff. It's a story. You going to, no, I ain't going to tell the truth. It's talking to the people and the characters in this story. But because of cunning craftiness, because of imagination and creativity and manipulation. We turn it and tell people this really happened, and that's how it's supposed to be played. People don't understand when they say, I'm a servant of God. They don't understand they say they're a servant. Because they'll never look it up. And get mad at you for looking it up. Oh, you didn't get that from God. What? Hold on. You didn't get nothing from God. Go ahead.
If you walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them, then I will give you rain in due season.
Stop. Is that a condition? Those are conditions. Now we are in Leviticus, the 26th chapter, right? Is that right? Does anyone recall hearing God or any other gods mentioned so far telling people they love Him? No? Why not? Can't tell these people you love them. Most slave owners don't. Go ahead.
And the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit.
Right? If you do what I'm saying, right? Now there's a word for that right there. What word is that? Now we know that's a condition, but what word is that? You can have this, but you're gonna have to do this first. What do they call that? It's also a deal. So deal, what deal? Making a deal with it. Just like you made a deal with the devil in the book called John, Job. Wasn't that a deal with the devil? I ain't gonna look at that like that. Well, look at you. Okay, let's go.
And your threshing shall reach unto the vintage,
And
the vintage shall reach unto the sowing time. And ye shall eat your bread to the full, and walk in your land safely.
Yes.
And I will give peace in the land. And ye shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid. And I will rid evil beasts out of the land, neither shall the sword go through your land.
If you do what?
If you keep his Sabbaths and reverence.
Keep the Sabbaths and
No, do no graven images, no idols.
And
Standing images. Reverence my sanctuary.
All right, go ahead.
And I will give, and ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight.
These same people that are supposed to kill them. Go ahead.
And your enemies shall fall before you by the sword. For I will have respect unto you, and make you fruitful, and multiply you, and establish my covenant with you. And ye shall eat old store, and bring forth the old because of the new. And I will set my tabernacle among you, and my soul shall not abhor you. And I will.
And my what?
Soul.
God got a soul?
Yes, this story.
I didn't write that. I did not write that. Look up soul, God. Say it again.
I beat you to it.
That's awesome. God got soul.
A breathing creature. Vitality. Used very widely in a literal, accommodated, or figurative sense, bodily or mental.
Okay.
Meaning appetite, breath, creature.
Y'all hearing all this? Now, we didn't write this. That's why this is a story.
Mind, emotion.
That's why they give all these qualities when they use the God concept and make God sound like a person. Then they turn around and say, you're not a man. Right? Sound like one man got soul. Now we're gonna go for the gusto. Feel free to respond and ask questions on the line if you want to. We're going for the gusto. Don't do me a favor. Ask and inquire, can a divine, eternal being have a soul? Now, we didn't write this, but it says right there, my soul. Right? All right. All right. All right. Now, that ain't the only time we're going to see that in there pertaining to God.
Okay. Whether a divine eternal being can have a soul depends heavily on which philosophical or theological framework you are looking through. In many traditions, the term divine and soul are intertwined, while in others, a distinct separation exists. In Christian theology, the nature of God as a divine, eternal being does not include a soul in the traditional sense, because God is considered an absolutely simple, uncomposed spirit.
Y'all hear that, right? But now the Bible.
However, the doctrine of the Trinity states that Jesus Christ, being fully divine and eternal, did take on a human soul when he assumed human nature. Traditions like Hinduism view the ultimate divine reality as encompassing all things. In this view, individual souls are not separate from the divine. Rather, they are the divine, eternal being itself, experiencing individuality through a temporary vessel.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Many spiritual and esoteric systems suggest that the soul is the individuated spark of the divine. In these frameworks, the soul is eternal because it is literally a fragment of the eternal divine source manifesting in the universe. Ultimately, if a divine being is defined as the ultimate uncaused source of all existence, it is typically considered too complete to have a soul. But
y'all hear this?
But if the being acts as an individuated consciousness, the soul is often understood to be its eternal spiritual essence. So basically, this is what was said. That's not correct. That doesn't happen.
Now, we didn't write that. That's God talking. Confessing that the God that's talking to them has a soul. Right? Okay. The soul is supposed to be eternal. How do you kill what's eternal? How you kill what's eternal? Because according to that Bible, God who says, I have a soul, is able to kill body, soul, and spirit. How you kill something eternal? Because if you have eternal life, why you gotta die? How you kill something eternal? Somebody watching just said, he ain't no joke. How do you kill something eternal? And ultimately, what you doing with a soul? You cause life. What you doing with a soul? The confession that's made here is the God that they talk to has a soul, which explains why he couldn't leave him out. Might have been an image. Can't walk down, can't climb down, can't fly. All kinds of explanations. Apologetics can't mess with this right here. This says right there. So, right? Okay. Now,
So I decided to look up what does that verse mean that God has a soul.
oh, good. What explanation they got for that?
It does not mean
Watch
God,
this. Watch this.
it does not mean God literally has a physical
Look at it.
or separate human-like soul. Instead, theologians and biblical scholars view this as an anthropomorphism, a figure of speech where
Lies.
God uses human terms to help
Lies.
us understand his deep emotions and relational nature.
If you don't have a soul, what you doing with emotions? If you're not a man, what you doing with emotions? And what you doing lying? They mess with the right one now. I'll take your own stinking explanation and rip you to shreds. What you doing with emotions?
It's the mind and the will of God.
What you doing with a mind? The Most High don't have a mind.
He has to have a mind if he has thoughts.
The Most High don't have a mind.
He knows the thoughts he thinks.
We have a mind because we are part of the Most High. That's what's wrong. Man, take his qualities, his characteristics, his nature, and give it to his God concept. That's why he trying to explain. How do you explain God in his ways, not your ways, and his thoughts, not your thoughts? How do you get an explanation? How you can tell me what God is thinking and feeling if his ways are higher and his thoughts are higher? He got no thoughts anyway.
Well, how do you have thoughts towards us, Dad?
That's what they say. Because if those thoughts always count thoughts, then why are things the way they are? And why some of our people walk around like they noodle has been cooked, like they don't know truth when they hear it. Like they gotta stay in chains and get picked off, because that's what's gonna happen to a lot of them. I'm just pray for them. You can't pray dead. You can't pray to knock them unconscious and in a coma. The young generation need our help, but too many of us are too religious to help the young generation. And then they tell about, you got to rely on God. Stop telling them that. Stop lying to the young generation with that foolishness. You don't even rely on God like you said. Stop making them void of understanding and defenseless. Now this is why they don't want to come around us. Because of these questions, logic. How you got soul when you deny? So if you got a soul, you gave me a soul, that's clothing, isn't it?
That's what he said, you're made after the
We
image.
ain't made after no image of no, yeah, God's on 2 feet, because I look like my mother and father.
But that's the concept.
God made us in his own image. Really? How you know it's an image? No man ever seen God at the time they live, right? We think they trying to fool. If God's not a man, what's God doing with the image? God's not a man. What's God doing with the image? Help us out, Pastor Brown.
She said, again, if we are going to be, we're going to live eternally, why do we have to die? Why die to get eternal life? Please make it make sense.
How you kill something eternal anyway? And if you eternal, if that's your son, he eternal. How the hell they kill him?
Right. But he came in the form.
I don't care if he came in the form of doo-doo.
Yeah.
You divine and eternal, how you kill him? Because you're going to see when we get to the New Testament, you will never look at the New Testament the same when we get finished with it in here. You never will look at it the same. Well, I ain't gonna, I'm going to do like I've been doing. Yeah, and look where it begins. A bunch of dead ends. And you have to make excuses. Maybe that's the way God wanted. Maybe. Stop making excuses. This right here is exactly what it says. They make an excuse about that's not what it means. That's how you gonna tell us the mind of something that you say it's higher than you, and you say the understanding of it is past by to God. How you got an explanation for it? How special you think you are? This ain't quantum physics. This is logic and truth. Now, whether the church like it or not, we're gonna have to stop being stupefied by saying we sanctified. And free our mind so we can be clarified by the Most High. They get mad all over. I know this happened, that happened. We can give you a good explanation for what's happening. Because just because the ancestors don't say anything, don't mean they ain't the ones that they contribute. It's crystal clear there's two groups of it. Because the group that's running the church, that's why the church is so messed up. It clearly says soul. Now here these idiots gonna write something in. It doesn't mean soul, it's God's will. How do you know that? Where do you get that from? Your own creativity, your own intelligence, and your own justification of using theology. You wrote stuff from the Septuagint. So what you talking about? You know, do they know what cell mean? Sure they do. They count on you giving it up, bless you. But it says soul. If you're not a man, what you doing with the things a man has? You're not a man. So what you doing with what a man has? Because man was made after them. No, man was not. That in that story, man was, which you copied from Greek mythology anyway. You just changed, you changed clay and said dust to the ground. You breathed into his nostrils. In the story of Greek mythology, you breathed into his mouth. You ain't fooling on that man. Armed and dangerous and ready. You got that from Greek mythology. Your very Bible that says in the beginning is not from the beginning, it's from a story. It ain't talking about the beginning of time because this, according to this story, 2,000 years ago. Man been here longer than that. And they got a period called prehistoric. I got a term they ain't heard before. They don't know, they don't know where it comes from. Pre-cosmos. Anybody ever heard that? No, because nobody uses it. Because it really don't make no sense. But guess what? Guess what? It fits. What I've been taught, it fits. And I won't talk about it later. But it fits. Well, there has to be a creator for all this. Well, who created your creator? You. You and your stinking mind, your stinking thinking, picking up what others along the line picked up too. I told y'all they used to think when the skies were changing colors that the gods were up there fighting. This was actually thought centuries ago. It says so. But then you later on say, he's not a man. Well, why is it a he? Where's the she? Now, I'm going to entertain for the moment that we made in the image of God. Then God must be a hermaphrodite. Right? Must be. Absolutely not, because that would make what you call the divine mortal. I don't think people understand why we need to free our minds. We need to have a greater understanding of what's going on. Because some of the excuses that you're making, you blaming stuff on God and blaming stuff on Jesus, blaming stuff on the angels, blaming stuff on the devil. That's our fault. We need to stop it. It clearly says, and this is God talking, right? Soul. Not soul food, soul. So John said, make it make sense. I wish I could. I wish I could. I wish I could do like Popeye right about now when they come to this stuff and say, I can't stand this no more. Go ahead, please.
And I will walk among you, and will be your God, and ye shall be my people. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, that ye should not be their bondmen. And I have broken the bands of your yoke, and made you go upright. But if ye will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments, and if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant, I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning that shall consume the eyes, and cause sorrow of heart. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you shall reign over you, and ye shall flee when none pursueth you. And if ye will not yet for all this hearken unto me, then I will punish you 7 times more for your sins. And I will break the pride of your power, and I will make your heaven as iron, and your earth as brass. And your strength shall be spent in vain, for your land shall not yield her increase, neither shall the trees of the land yield their fruits. And if you walk contrary unto me, and will not hearken unto me, I will bring 7 times more plagues upon you according to your sins. I will also send wild beasts among you, which shall rob you of your children, and destroy your cattle, and make you few in number. And your highways shall be desolate. And if you will not be reformed by me, by these things, but will walk contrary unto me, then will I also walk contrary unto you, and will punish you yet 7 times for your sins. And I will bring a sword upon you, that shall avenge the quarrel of my covenant. And when ye are gathered together within your cities, I will send the pestilence among you, and ye shall be delivered into the hand of the enemy. And when I have broken the staff of your bread, 10 women shall bake your bread in one oven, and they shall deliver you your bread again by weight, and ye shall eat and not be satisfied. And if ye will not for all this hearken unto me, but walk contrary unto me, then I will walk contrary unto you also in fury. And I will chastise you 7 times for your sins. And ye shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall ye eat. And I will destroy your high places, and cut down your images, and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols, and my soul shall abhor you. And I will make your cities waste, and bring your sanctuaries unto desolation. And I will not smell the savor of your sweet odors. And I will bring the land into desolation, and your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste. Then shall the land enjoy her Sabbaths, as long as it lieth desolate, and ye be in your enemy's land. Even then shall the land rest, and enjoy her Sabbath. As long as it lieth desolate, it shall rest, because it did not rest in your Sabbath when ye dwell upon it. And upon them that are left alive of you I will send a faintness into their hearts in the lands of their enemies. And the sound of a shaking leaf shall chase them, and they shall flee, as fleeing from a sword. And they shall fall when none pursue. And they shall fall one upon another, as it were before a sword, when none pursue. And ye shall have no power to stand before your enemies. And ye shall perish among the heathen, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up. And they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity in your enemies' lands. And also in the iniquities of their fathers shall they pine away with them. If they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers with their trespass, which they trespassed against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me, and that I also have walked contrary unto them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies, if then their uncircumcised hearts be humbled, and they then accept of the punishment of their iniquity, then will I remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham will I remember. And I will remember the land. The land also shall be left of them, and shall enjoy her Sabbaths, while she lieth desolate without them. And they shall accept the punishment of their iniquity, because they despise my judgments, and because their soul abhorred my statutes. And yet for all that, when they be in the land of their enemies, I will not cast them away. Neither will I abhor them to destroy them utterly, and to break my covenant with them, for I am the Lord their God. But I will for their sakes remember the covenant of their ancestors, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt in the sight of the heathen, that I might be their God. I am the Lord. These are the statutes and judgments and laws which the Lord made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses. That's the end of 26.
Let me make this crystal clear. Anybody else want to?
Pastor Barron, Sister
Bless you.
Jennifer,
Bless you.
and Sister Jessica Williams.
Bless you. Let me make this crystal clear. This that you just heard in your hearing has been used to depict and describe many different groups of people, including ours. But I want to make this crystal clear for the sake of anybody that want to say what they got to say. That does not fit Not one group of ethnic people that exists. It does not fit. Why? Because in the absolute of what's said, that does not happen with no group of ethnic people at all. That has not happened with no total. They try to put that on different groups and say, see, this is what God is doing to you. This is what God said. It don't fit none. Our people, it don't fit our people either. It don't fit nobody. Man has a way of twisting and being very creative and cunning and crafty and intelligent, mind you, to make it fit. And when it fit a little bit, we don't investigate, we don't search. We don't seek and find the fact that, hold up, this is not a match. This don't even work. First of all, it contradicts what we've been taught and told about God. Because according to that passage, God is petty. According to that passage, God like tit for tat. You're going to be this way, so I'm going to be this way. And it says he walked how with them? Contrary. Listen to that. I'm not trying to be funny and I ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings. If you read it and understand it and define what's in it, nobody's culture fit that. Nobody's culture in today fits it totally. We don't own cattle. We don't own. Most of our people can't plant tomatoes. It does not fit any culture group. It don't fit any group. I know what has been said. I know what has been taught. I know what they told us in church. I know how they're trying to do us and manipulate us and make us feel guilty about something we don't have a clue about. Make us feel like we ain't no good and that we're not the only ones it happens to. The religious business has manipulated and corrupted and messed up a lot of people. But this does not fit any ethnic. Give me a group of people that fit. Well, give it to me. Let me hear it. Somebody tell me who that fit. It fit Israel. No, it does not. Because they're fighting now. And according to that, that is supposed to be happening. Right? When they were supposed to be lined up perfectly, and they went to the land, did they get it peacefully? Did they not suffer casualties? Did they not at sometimes fear what was in the land when they got there? It don't even fit the people in the story, so how it fit people outside of the story? I'm just trying to help people open their mind and stop being fearful and understand stuff and be able to break it down and tell somebody, look, I know what it says, I can learn a lesson from it, but I'm not going to let it control me and run my life. I know what it says, and I can learn a lesson from it, but I ain't nobody's slave. Servant means slave, whether you like it or not. That's what it means. Look it up for yourself. If you think we're in a different Bible, or you think we're looking at something different, well, you look up the term servant for yourself. Not server, servant. When I was a manager of restaurants, we never called them servants. Never. So if you look at what's said there, it don't fit nobody. But man is able to make that squeeze and fit in to any culture or ethnic group that he wanted to fit in. That's why you see all these different places with all these different ethnic background people getting tricked and fooled and put and pulled in the same kind of bondage, in the same kind of control. It may have a different feel to a ring to it, a smell to it, but it's the same doo-doo. And the Most High is not any of those things. Absolutely not. How do you be a part of something, but it's not part of you? Somebody help me. How? That does not, I'll make it clear again, that does not fit any people at all other than those in this story. And it don't fit them either because you find out later on that didn't even fly. That they were saying. The same way they do apologetics, the same way they make excuses, the same way they change, you're going to find that even in our reading, this is being said now changes. If you don't change what you do with a new covenant, will I now make? That's a change. Am I right? If you change people, that's a change. If you establish a new covenant with a group of people that wasn't with you before, that's a change. These things are noted in here. I make this up. That does not fit any ethnic background or people that's living and breathing today, nor did it perfectly fit who it was supposed to be attached to in the story. So make it make sense. Does anybody have a group that it would fit? I know the Hebrew Israelites think it fit us, but they just as convoluted and as lost as a shoe being put on a tree to try to make a tree walk. They just as lost. I ain't got nothing against them, but ignorance is ignorance. We got to stop letting ourselves be put in the blind when we are intelligent people. Oh, God gonna get him. I'm so tired of hearing that. I'm so tired of people telling that lie. There are a lot of folk around here that's supposed to have all this power. I ain't seen none of them yet. You know why? They don't want none of this. This for real right here. This is authentic. This is genuine. And they won't even get to me because it's a house here that'll catch you before I even get them. Power on power has nothing to do with killing each other. Now we got a people here that were told not to kill, right? But now they're being told to kill. Now I'm not trying to be funny, it's plain as day. Apologetics can't fix that. It's there. Why we act like it ain't? We act like we dumbfounded and we can't even have basic intelligence to see that it says don't kill, but they're being told to kill. Why is that a problem for seeing the truth? Why, we gonna be knocked down dead because we see the truth and tell the truth? I don't get it. It plainly says, make slaves out of people. We didn't put that there. Does it not say that? It plainly tell them to kill people. Does it not? And plainly gives conditions and ultimatums. Does it not? It plainly says, if you act up with me, I'm going to act up with you. Right? I didn't put that there. I didn't. It plainly says, if you want me to be your God, this you're going to have to do. Or are we reading something different? It says it. I'll be all right with you if you do this. Now, if you don't, I'm telling you, we're going to have to do. What does that establish? Does that not establish a fear?
Yes.
Well, if you ain't the one that gave the spirit of fear, you sure showing it out. Like chicklets. People don't like what I'm saying and they're uncomfortable, but you need to understand what we carry is called the King James Version of the Bible, which means it's not the original text. It's not, even the Apocrypha is not the original text. Some of the things in the Apocrypha, at least some of the things in the Apocrypha happened in history, like when Alexander invaded. But even it's not accurate. It don't make no sense. We let something control and govern us that ain't got nothing to do with us. That's why can't nobody get along. How we all supposed to have the same thing and can't get along? All these different denominations, all these different feelings. When folks say they saved, the first thing they do is turn on their family. Why we don't see that this is right? These people, it don't even fit them. If you keep reading and see what happens later. So how it fit people now? The right people are going there and make it fit and fool people. And have people thinking, oh, see, God was talking about, how do they know God if they never seen God? If God don't have no respect for person, don't accept no man's person, where in the world did they get all this intelligence from something whose understanding is past finding out? When did they get it? That's your own intelligence and your mind and your creativity telling you. And then the other hungry group that run the church is helping you along because they were just as bound as a lot of us are now. And people don't like what I'm saying, but I'm speaking the truth. You calling me the devil, you got some nerve, say it in my face. You ought to be ashamed of the church folk, or some of these idiots like some of the ones out there, calling me names. Come tell me that in my face. Let's have a conversation. We ain't got to be talking low and dirty about each other. Let's have a conversation. You so holy and so righteous, you ought to be trying to straighten us out. Still, we don't ready to talk about it. And it's okay and justified by these religious folk. It's okay and justified by their understanding of that Bible. Time out all this passive, foolish division, and we can't accept the truth. Can somebody tell me who that fit? What group of people do that fit? Who? Can't be Israel. Because right about now, the Israel that we know is at war with Iran. Is that not true? The Israel that they call it Israel, they're at war. And this country helped them. And they find it out the hard way. They find it out the hard way. You say God is with you, then why you can't win? In other words, I'm going to say like they say, when the doctor leaves you in the room and you wait for the doctor to come in and you look at your watch, you begin to wonder, what's taking them so long? What's taking them so long? They're just so bloodthirsty, they want to kill people. I can't wait for June. I got a few days left. I'm going to tell you exactly why all this is going on. Every bit of it. Without the assistance of the news. Now, I get news reports and stuff, but I can tell you exactly what's happening and why. And when it started. Because it started in 2020 to lead us up to 2023. So that when 2024 got here, we reached a 7-year period that's going to change everything. By 2030, watch. You already see all these changes that took place. More coming. So somebody tell me what group of people that fit? Who?
It's just the one in the store.
It don't even fit them. It don't fit them. You gonna find out later, stuff changes. Matter of fact, when the commandments came, that caused a change. Because before the commandment, they were doing stuff different, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was a change. So I'm gonna start telling who it fit. What people do that fit? They got groups that make people think these are our people. And then the next group of ethnic background folks say these are our people. And they make you know somebody had the nerve to say, and this somebody look like you and me. We ought to thank God for slavery because that's how we came to know God. Back in the military, when they was fighting in the war, they would took that person outside and slit their throat. And that's facts. We got people that's in church justifying and saying we ought to thank God for slavery. I would rather got here on a visa than to get here in slavery. I would rather got here on a raft than to get here in slavery. What the heck? What kind of mind folk got to my we ought to thank God for slavery? And they still own plantations and call it churches. These pastors mistreat people, disrespect people, low-rate people, and when the folks say something about it, all of a sudden they the bad person. All of a sudden they the devil. This right here do not fit no group of people. Even if the story don't fit. Anybody on the line got people in it fit? Anybody? Because don't fit nobody in today. Nobody. The Bible comes, the Bible school, I know they teach them and lead them to believe, contrary to what they're reading right there for themselves. Too many people are making a living off of a lie and saying, God told me, or the Lord said, or God showed me. They have made much money off of those lying statements. It's so bad now, you don't know when somebody lying, when somebody telling the truth. Nobody? Well, I guess it don't fit nobody. Move on. Trust it, do. I don't take no pleasure in what I have to do, but I'm going to do it. I've made a lot of, I ain't talking about, but I ain't gonna cry about it. I ain't mad about it. I ain't heard from the brother in Mississippi in months. And I ain't mad at him. You want to keep me in chains? Keep it. You gonna put me back in? I ain't mad at him. Ain't no mistreat. But he better not never call me what other people call me, because when he was about to die, the prayer came from this vessel right here. Now, watch who you turn on. Let's go.
Chapter 27. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When a man shall make his singular vow, the persons shall be for the Lord by thy estimation. And the estimation shall be of the male.
By what? Did you say estimation?
Estimation.
I didn't even say that. Go ahead.
Shall be of the male from 20 years old even unto 60 years old. Even thy estimation shall be 50 shekels of silver, after the shekel of the sanctuary. And if it be a female, then thy estimation shall be 30 shekels. And if it be from 5 years old even unto 20 years old, then the estimation shall be the male 20 shekels and the female 10 shekels. And if it be for a month old, even unto 5 years old, then the estimation shall be of the male 5 shekels of silver.
Excuse me. Now you know where to get all these offers from according to your age. There it is right there. There it is. Yes.
What the heck is this talking about? I mean, what are we evaluating? And is this like a value of a person?
Yes.
Is
Like
it-
they did with the slave trade.
But he did say,
So what
this is
about
vow.
a singular vow? What is
Yes. Keep reading. Watch this. Keep reading.
5 years old, then the
Keep on.
shall be 5 shekels of silver,
Mm-hmm.
and for the female, their estimation shall be 3 shekels of silver.
Uh-huh.
And if it be from 60 years old and above,
Uh-huh.
if it be a male, then their estimation shall be 15 shekels,
15.
and for the female, 10
They think
shekels.
I ain't read this stuff. I called it. Go ahead.
But if he be poor, then thy estimation, then he shall present himself before the priest, and the priest shall value him.
That's what I'm telling y'all. It's like the slave trade. Keep on.
According to his ability that vowed,
Mm-hmm.
shall the priest value him.
Uh-huh.
And if it be a
He got no money.
whereof
He ain't worth no money. Go ahead.
whereof men bring an offering unto the Lord, all that any man giveth of such unto the Lord shall be holy.
Mm-hmm.
He shall not alter it, nor change it, a good for a bad, or a bad for a good.
Okay, so according to that, these preachers say they can take the money from the drug dealer. According to that, they're supposed to take it.
So is this like taxes?
Oh, no.
This
Keep reading.
offering?
You can find out. Watch.
And if
Now, you could go ahead, and look up estimation.
I'm
Look
trying to
at,
follow along, but okay.
look at. Go ahead.
And if he shall not, and if he shall at all change beast for beast,
Uh-huh.
then it and the exchange thereof shall be holy.
Uh-huh.
And if it be any unclean beast, of which they do not offer a sacrifice unto the Lord,
Uh-huh.
then he shall present the beast before the priest. And the priest shall value it, whether it be good or bad, as thou valuest it, who art the priest.
Yeah.
So shall it be.
Uh-huh.
But if he will at all redeem it, then he shall add a fifth part thereof unto thy estimation.
Uh-huh.
And when a man shall sanctify his house to be holy unto the Lord, then the priest shall estimate it, whether it be good or bad. As the priest shall estimate it, so shall it stand.
Putting all this power in the hands of the mortal priest. Y'all wonder where it comes from. Look at it. It's in there right there. Go ahead.
And if he that sanctified it will redeem his house, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be his.
Uh-huh.
And if a man shall sanctify to the Lord some part of a field of his possession,
Uh-huh.
then the estimation shall be according to the seed thereof. And the homer of barley seed shall be valued at 50 shekels of silver.
Now this is telling you how they take the money from people and assign service to people. This is what's happening. The same way they did in the slave trade, the same way they did in the plantation, the same way they do when they ask you what you applied for when you go work at a plant. Oh, I can break this thing down to make them shut. Same thing. Keep going.
If he sacrifice field from the year of Jubilee, according to thy estimation, it shall stand. But if he sacrifice field after the Jubilee, then the priest shall reckon unto him the money according to the years that remain, even to the year of the Jubilee, and it shall be abated from that estimation.
Uh-huh.
And if he that sanctified the field will in any wise redeem it, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of that estimation unto it, and it shall be assured to him.
Uh-huh.
And if he will not redeem the field, or if he have sold the field to another man, it shall not be redeemed anymore.
Okay.
But the field, when it goeth out in the Jubilee, shall be holy unto the Lord. As a field devoted, the possession thereof shall be the priest's. And if a man sanctify unto the Lord a field which he hath bought, which is not of the fields of his possession, then the priest shall reckon unto him the worth of the estimation, even unto the year of the Jubilee, and he shall give that estimation in that day, as a holy thing unto the Lord. In the year of the Jubilee, the field shall return unto him of whom it was bought, even to him to whom the possession of the land did belong. And all the estimation shall be according to the shekel of the sanctuary. 20 gerahs shall be the shekel. Only the firstling of the beast, which should be the Lord's firstling, no man shall sanctify it, whether it be an ox or a sheep. It is the Lord's. And if it be of an unclean beast, then he shall redeem it according to thy estimation, and shall add a fifth part of it thereto. Or if it be not redeemed, then it shall be sold according to thy estimation. Notwithstanding, no devoted thing that a man shall devote unto the Lord, or of all that he hath, both of man and beast, and of the field of his possession, shall be sold or redeemed. If every devoted thing is most holy unto the Lord. None devoted, which shall be devoted of men, shall be redeemed, but shall surely be put to death. And all the type of the land, whether of the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree, is the Lord's. It is holy unto the Lord. And if a man will at all redeem aught of his tithes, he shall add thereto the fifth part thereof. And concerning the tithe of the herd or of the flock, even of whatsoever passeth under the rod, the tenth shall be holy unto the Lord. He shall not search whether it be good or bad, neither shall he change it, And if he change it at all, then both it and the change thereof shall be holy. It shall not be redeemed. These are the commandments which the Lord commanded Moses for the children of Israel in Mount Sinai. That's the end of 27.
Now, daughter asked something that was very telling and very comical at the beginning, but very, very necessary. She said, what are we talking about? Yeah. All right, God, what are we talking about here?
To me, I'm just saying, to me,
Okay, come
it
on.
seemed like how to sustain the priests. And how, because
Okay.
if you're making a vow,
Uh-huh.
everything is going to the Lord, so you're going to the priest
Okay.
for everything. And
Okay.
whatever they bought, whatever it's possession, whether it's tithe of everybody in your family, it's not going, it's going supposedly to the Lord, but it's to the priest.
Okay.
And so to me, it seemed like if they vowing anything, they're doing it in the presence of God. And if they don't now do what they're supposed to do, they get put to death. As I was reading, so it's like
some of it, not all of it.
right, but to me it seems like they trying to make a way to sustain the priest's office.
Anybody else?
Yeah,
What's going on here?
and how could they make children that are only a few months old responsible for a vow? They can't even talk yet.
Church do that now.
That's
They're signing offerings to, they might have signed offerings to the baby in the womb. We the sons of little kid. Now, out within a religious business, where the offering went down clear to the babies, working, non-working, teen, college student, working college student, that married, single. Let me tell you something. Widow, they had offering for everybody. But what are we talking about here? She said the sustaining of the priest. What are we talking about?
Okay. A vow, number one, is like a pledge or a promise.
Yes.
In this case, is supposed to be a pledge to God.
Yes.
It says, if a man make a singular vow.
Uh-huh.
Vows are voluntary. So there was a value attached to each person.
Right, but they're supposed to be
That
voluntary.
Right.
Remember now, the slaves are being valued here. Because they're mentioned later on in the reading to let you know. That's what they're talking about.
Okay.
It does not say the congregation.
So, okay, wait a minute. Because I wasn't reading alone. So then, if that's the case, if they're saying this is the value attached to each slave.
To the ones that look, your
Then
possessions,
the owner, that's what their
your
taxes
livestock,
is. That's what they owe to
that's
the
what
church.
they're supposed to be given. This is where they get this notion of giving it up to God. You give it up to the Lord. I ain't never seen the Lord or God or angels or spirits or Satan shopping in Walmart with money going to put it in the middle.
But and with regards to what's being said,
Uh-huh.
it said the Lord speaking to Moses saying, speak to the children of Israel, saying.
Yes.
So unto them.
Who got the ball to me?
Israel?
Okay, how you know you what you're supposed to pay according to what you got? If it's a male, this much. Female, this much. Baby, this much. Your animals, if you sold this, the fifth part goes here. If you sold that, the fifth part goes there. It's right there. It's the same thing they did on plantations. I'm telling you, the plantation life was the same way. So
this is basically the taxes you pay on your possessions.
The offering. The apologetics for the religion call it taxes.
Estimation means taxes.
There you go. That's why I said look up estimation.
Estimation means order things that are
Uh-huh.
set in a layer, pile,
Uh-huh.
estimation or valuation, and
Uh-huh.
it is equal
See, they gonna be clear.
estimation,
Uh-huh.
order, price,
Uh-huh. So now, no, if you part of the congregation, I can't tax you. I got to tax the people you owe.
is taxation.
I got to tax the folk you owe.
Okay.
If it's a female, we want 30 shekels. Male, we want 50. It tell you. It's over 58. If they ain't got no value, let the priest. If you think they ain't worth that, or you can't determine their value, bring the priest. Priest do it for you. That's what it said, right? Well, if I'm part of the congregation, you can't do that to me. It's talking about the congregation, it's talking about them slaves. Do you not know back then they had churches with slave quarters underneath them? Did y'all not know that? That's one of the reasons why they couldn't catch Harry Tubman. Because that church was built like one of the churches that kept slaves. But it belonged to the Quakers. They used to have churches that kept slaves. Then they talk to the congregation, you can't tax me, I'm on the congregation already. You done told me what to bring. Right? So I gotta make a vow. It's no people don't lie. If you got 10 slaves, don't be saying you only got 2. If you got 7, don't be saying you got 1. What it say? You do it wrong, you need to be what? Put death, right? Now, if you sell this thing, now, a fifth go where? To the priest. The fifth part. The animal, the fifth part. It even talk about the tithe of the animals. Now, who is talking about? Because we don't even own a guinea pig. We ain't got no farms. We ain't got no vineyards. We ain't got no gardens. Who the people is talking to? The ones in the story. This is taxation on your property. This is property tax. And this is church. This is the Holy Ghost. This is God telling Moses this stuff. The Bible does not promote slavery. Are you kidding me? What in the apologetics is going on here? That's why I don't understand how people are so mad at us explaining this Bible. When they've been fooling people and using people and abusing people and disrespecting people for years, and now the truth comes out. This is plantation life depicted and being explained. A lot of slave trade practices of plantation life come from this Bible. Why do you think they had the slave Bible and took the significant parts out? To make sure people felt like God is the reason they slaves. That's why I will tell you, that folks talk about we ought to thank God for slavery. I wish somebody looked like me would say that in my face, but nobody else around. Because when I get finished talking to them, they probably stay inside for a whole month and won't want to come outside. I would use no vulgar language. I would use no kind of harshness. But when I finish talking to them, they really have to get themselves together when they get through it. This is slave life. This is what you do when you own. Don't we pay property tax? Don't we pay? Okay, we pay property tax on houses, cars, land, right? Then you got property tax on businesses. You got a business facility. Is that right? Now, here's the funny thing. Do you pay property tax on your clothes? Sure you do. You buy it.
Taxes.
What don't you pay taxes for today?
In some states, food.
Well, now, yeah, in some states, you don't pay taxes on food, and they have good reason for that. But if you look at it, what do they ask you when you file taxes? They want to know who live with you. Why? Because if it's children, you get away.
A tax credit.
No, you get earned income credit.
I mean, it's still that's a tax break.
They call it a tax break. Who got you that tax break? Having no children, right? Why? Oh, we can learn something like that. Because they're still looking at those children as dependents. Another word to secretly use as possessions. Listen to Judge Judy. Judge Judy said you need to tell your children until they're a certain age, you own them. They're your possession. You own the air they breathe. She says it out of her own restless mouth. They call it dependence. So you won't catch on to they call them property. Why are you getting earned income credit? You take care of your dependents, your property. Study taxes too. Study the history of it and the origin of it. And where they got the tax system from. They call them dependents. Slaves were property and what of the plantation? Dependents. That's right. Check the history. They have to use dependents because they call them property. You can have a problem with that now, wouldn't you? You look at the tax bracket and then you got a little baby and they call that baby your property. You can have a problem with that, wouldn't you? See, pun, a big play upon words. A big play upon words. When someone gets a certain age, they can no longer be considered a what? Independent. That's right. They become occupant. You ain't fooling nobody with these play upon words. This is showing you that these are the people that's supposed to be the representation of whose people? Are these God's people? Who's talking to Moses? So who set up this slave, this little property system here? Oh, it comes from God. But God, according to the apologetic people, God and the Bible is against slavery. Selective slavery, I guess. Now, isn't it funny? They say you can't put them in slavery. Well, God did. More than once. This is showing you the value. That's why I go all the way out to the babies. Then it says if you can't find no usefulness or no value, bring it to the priest. The priest will do what? Put a value on it. That's what it said. Now, people get mad. What Bible they in? The Bible you believe in every Sunday. The same Bible. But the preacher strategically skip over stuff like this. Some preachers, I told you, they got smart. They don't deal with the Old Testament. They deal only with the New Testament. Which they ain't getting a lot of questions, because this is a lot of questions from that too. Is Mom alive? That's something they want to say?
Sister Brian is watching. That's a Sister Brian is watching.
Bless you. Anybody got something they want to say? Now, we're going to show you when you never leave the plantation if you sit up in church. If you don't free your mind, huh? We try to be funny. You ain't got to be religious to be righteous and holy.
Can I comment about something?
Yes, please.
I was listening to Mary Stewart talk about servant being slave. So you know, we have these apps and things, and so I said, well, let me look at something else and see if it lines up. So these days and times, it's like information is put in so that it can go with whatever is
Absolutely.
being said.
Absolutely.
So I just decided to use check GPT, and it does say some of what she says, but it makes it seem like now modern day, that's not really what it says. That it says servant is more a person that's a helper, more of a person that is not owned by anybody or in or possession or in possession. They're there to help you do what you need done.
Trying to make it sound good.
That's exactly
Trying to
what
make it sound good.
it making it sound good.
Yeah.
It's like they're changing.
Trying to make it act like it never happened the way it happened.
Right. But
because they're scared we're going to beat the devil out of them. That's what's wrong with them. They're scared. We outnumber them. We've been outnumbered. They're scared because our younger generation ain't falling for this stuff. Our younger generation is wired different. They are scared and fearful of our people rising up and beating the tarnation out of them and doing to them what their ancestors and their forefathers have done for years. They are scared. The problem is some of our people are too religious to help our younger generation be strong and be defined and have a foundation. Because they're too busy defending something that messed us up in the first place. And I don't care who get mad about what I'm saying. Prove me wrong. Then I'll be the first one to apologize. Well, you don't get no apology because but I'm saved. But what about your ancestors that were swinging from the trees after they left church? How saved were they? And whose side is God in this book on? Don't mess with me, because I do it without anger, without hatred, and I will cut your blood with my words and make you look stupid. Talking about ear of God. Well, not the one you're talking about, because the one you're talking about is the one in this book, and the one who wrote this book. Serving all the different gods in this book, and the Most High is not who they're talking about, because the Most High is not who. We're part of the Most High. Whether you like it or not, we got trick, we got food, and we want to keep it that way. We are so blind. So we try to hold on to something just in case the stories they told us are true. Well, you can sit on your behind and waste away off of just in case all you want to. My ancestral and ordained purpose is to help our people and to help our people understand that you ain't got to live in fear, you ain't got to be bound, you ain't got to be controlled by religion. And I'm going to do it whether they like it or not. A lot of preachers are talking about me behind my back. That's where they better do it, because in my face, I'm going to make them look stupid and silly. We ain't got to fight, we ain't got to argue. My words cut sharper than a two-edged hinsu in a thunderstorm with a blizzard on top of a mountain, being confronted by a gorilla, a lion, and a bear. So bring it on. Because I'm ready. I will cut you too thick to fry, too thick to fry, too thin to boil with my words. I don't have to touch you. The truth will cut your behind and shrink you. And shrivel you up like a cocktail nigga that's just been soaked in acid. I ain't got to mess with you with no physical. My words will show you how lost and oblivious you are. And that's why the young generation is avoiding a lot of us, because you're trying to have them ventriloquist religious devil. You run around talking about what God said off of hearsay. You run around talking about what God said off of what somebody told you. And when it comes time to prove it, God said, don't let it happen for you. And then you write it off, act like it's okay. It's not okay. I'm here to tell you it's not okay. I earned the right to say every word I'm saying. I'm more than just an apostle, I'm a shepherd, I'm a leader, I'm a sniper, and I'm a soul snatcher. I've earned the right to say what I'm saying. And I'm still suffering at the hands of what you call the church. If you don't want to clean it up, stay out my way. I'm trying to clean it up. This foolishness need to be exposed. You talk about it don't justify slavery. It's telling you how much money to get for it. And according to what we're reading, who said this? Who is this telling Moses this stuff? Okay, so God is against it. According to this Bible, it's God telling him how to handle it. Plain and simple. Cut me out. Folks, I don't need to learn about the Bible. That's where you're wrong. It's running this country. But you got the White House. Think he a God. When he in his right mind. Because come June, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with him. Ain't nothing you can do about it. It's not gonna change. People always talk about spiritual. They don't even know what it really means. We just found out tonight that according to the Bible, God got a soul.
Right.
I thought God got a man.
Right.
Now, had we not been doing what we're doing, we wouldn't be exposing and uncovering things. But I ain't gonna listen to what they say. I'm just gonna help yourself. You just like that preacher that told me if he hear the truth, he still won't believe it. You're gonna lose your life for something that don't care nothing about you. Period. They don't care nothing about you. Nada. Nobody. It's only concerned with who get indulged in it to the point where they know how to manipulate and control for it. That's control. It's an idol. It's no different than bowing down to a statue. And that's the truth. That's why I say it's a casket, because you never die to get in. So it's a shame, but these truths have to be exposed. Why? Because we need to understand how we got in the shape we in, so we won't run back to it when times get tough. And that's what people do. Folk think I'm stupid. When stuff get tough and rough for them, they run right back to it. They come here and smell like it and think I can't smell it. Well, guess what? I don't have to smell it. I can pick up on your vibrational frequency and see that you ran that testing to see if it still worked for you. It didn't work then, it ain't gonna work now. D-N. What worked for you is not what you gave credit and not what you said. Because you're gonna have to explain to me how the same thing that destroyed a lot of your people all of a sudden decided to help you. I tell you why it helped you, because you got on his side. You got bewitched by and controlled by it. No different than any other religious captivation that exists in this world. No difference. So here we find it out that even with these people, there was supposed to be God's chosen people. Here they had slaves. Did Abraham have slaves to carry? So it shouldn't be no surprise that they got slaves. And they tell them how much. You know what's funny about the prices? The price for the male is the same price that the rapist paid to the father for the daughter that he raped to end up his life. 50 shekels. Same price. Look it up, it's the same price. That's a shame. That thing I ain't reading this book. I didn't kill it. Not the whole that I read it. It dictated to me all the time because they told me that's what I'm supposed to use. Don't use the laws, use the law. That's what they defended, that's what they did, use the law. Well, how do I know that? We will help you. Okay. No problem. I use the law. They still don't know who Aries was. Now they and erase it from some stuff. You gotta go across the water to see stuff about it now. Because too many people was finding out who he was. Y'all know who that was? Who patterned themselves after Aries that came up against the church? Who patterned themselves after him? Martin Luther. That's why Dr. Martin Luther King changed his name. He studied about Martin Luther when he was studying the teachings and discipline of Mahatma Gandhi. Then he got impressed, so when he came back home, he changed his name to Martin Luther. Changed his name.
Aries the god?
Huh?
Aries the
Oh no, Arius. Arius was the first brother that looked like us. That was the first one to say, hold up, something wrong with this. This ain't how we supposed to be. We got the business doing this, we got the business doing that. Wait a minute, He's the first one. The one that I told y'all, the group that was with him, ran and left, standing last year. And they exiled him and his other two friends. That brother. That's who Martin Luther got his motivation from. Studying about him. How do you know all this stuff? What do you like to do? I'm trying to help people now. This time was to be free. We don't even know how to treat each other in these churches. But folks keep going back every Sunday. God will get them. And you the one dying dead and sick in the hospital, and the joke won't even come see you in the hospital. You talk about, I guess that's the will of God. No, you let yourself waste away sitting in a place that don't care about you, getting stale and dry and full of sickness. Stressing yourself out, ending up depressed. While they sitting there having a hallelujah good time and don't care nothing about the fact that you hurt and you feel disrespected. You stayed in there and wasted away. So now we get it live and in color. And a lot of people should have been logged in to see the fact that when they live, you're talking about, they don't know what they're talking about. It's right there in their life. We read it right there. Word for word. We didn't put nothing in there, we didn't add to it. It's funny, God said, what we talking about here? I said, keep reading, keep reading. That's how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be able to ask questions. We're supposed to be able to inquire. We're supposed to get understanding. Didn't they say all you get understanding? But then they say don't lead to your understanding. Come on, y'all, make it make sense. If you don't get the understanding, whose understanding is it? But then you told them how to lead to it. I didn't like it, but that's how it is. That's why a lot of our people walk around talking about, I'm going to wait till the Lord give it to them. They were taught not to lead to the Lord. They take that thing, thank you, sir, literally. So, any comments from the live tonight? Since we found out the servant actually means slave, I already knew that, because even in the restaurant business, they tell the managers. They told us, don't call any of the hostesses, waiters or waitresses. Don't call any of them servants. They made it very plain. I work for Elizabeth Dickens. They tough for that one. They knew what servant meant. That's what Elizabeth Dickens is. It's in Alabama. It's a place. They named it after the fact that there are some secret things going on there. And the thicket is where lizards hide. They hide in the thicket. So they have a place called Lizard Thicket. So they made a restaurant out there. I worked for them for a couple. You remember that, right? You remember working for them, the men, the boys from Alabama. And they liked me. So they taught me things and told me things. I took it in. So when people call on about some of the things in their family background, because one of their brothers would help the restaurant, because he was racist. He made phone calls, but he wouldn't come to Carolina. So they to show people they wasn't just about the list thinking the regular restaurant, they had a fish camp. They started opening up a fish camp, with serving fish and stuff. But I enjoyed that, working with them. It was all right with me, they liked me. For some reason. So no comments from the house tonight? That we found out that this is the truth, that it is going on right at that moment. That was me, and now that's now too. Look at what's going on in this country now. They set themselves up to get they behind me. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you that. They set themselves up and they done turned all these different groups on them. They set themselves up to get hurt. And some of the people ain't even on their side. They better learn to cut this stuff out. All that hate, that's why this country is messed up and divided and set up for a fall. That's right, these other countries, I told y'all, these other countries are tired of this country. And now that we got a woo at the head of the country, they're going to take advantage of it. Watch and see. Because he ain't in this right now. When you're so full of hate and power and control, you will keep that person in the position they're in. They don't know. Nobody got any comments from tonight. Finding out that the people that they told us was God chosen, they had slaves. Justifying slavery. With tax on their slaves and their property.
Well, I read it and I knew that that was, for them, I was part of this before we did,
Yeah.
us, but I knew that it was part of the Old Testament and told that's not what we're living in today. We're living in the New Testament, so you don't really have to worry about all those, but not knowing that it was designed after it. I didn't know that it was designed.
Absolutely. Still is.
Right, and still might not be in the way they're saying it, but it's still in the way.
Oh, if you want to see it operate in the South, join the United Methodist Church. The United Methodist Church is full of racism and prejudice and control of our people. I don't care how nice they try to dress up. The United Methodist Church, yes, I'm calling out y'all denomination, do something about it. This is not slander. I got one of your own ministers you just treat like dirt. They'll be glad to prove that this ain't slander. Your own doctrine proves that I'm telling the truth. I call y'all the plantation people, all of them. Every last second one of them. So anytime your bishops and your superintendents want to come get someone, bring your carcass through the door. So I can embarrass you and take your own doctrine and prove that y'all ain't nothing but a plantation in the skies. Because the United Methodist Church was formed after the Methodists found out that our people were functioning without them. So they combined it so they can control our people. Facts. That's why you got three different ones. You got Caucasian, then you got ours, and then you got the United. You got the Methodist that's Caucasian, you got the Methodist that's like us, and then you got the United Methodist Church. That's why they control our people. They combine it for that purpose. Go around someone, you see what I'm talking about. And they convince you they can't even eyeball them. They can't even look at their eyes. They can't hold certain positions in the United Methodist Church. It is definitely plantation. Period. Y'all heard Pastor Edwards was here? If she don't see how other people get scared, she out of it, man. Yeah. So I mean, it's the truth that we need to have it, because there's people out there that need to realize they got to go with the traditional blueprint of this mess that people are going to. And like I said, I hate to call his name, but I'll keep calling his name until somebody tells me. I ain't even calling him no title, Geno Jennings. Is toxic and destructive to our people's existence. And the next time you go to the hospital, brother, you might not make it out. So watch your mouth. Now, he is toxic and destructive. He ain't the only one. It's a lot of them. And they say, oh, well, the body of Christ is all right. Okay. I beg to differ because you got a body of Christ. You got different bodies of Christ, depending on who you with and who you talk to and what area you're in. And I found that out how I went. If anybody says anything different, I'm ready to talk to you. I prove to you it is the way I'm saying it. It's a fact. What's in us is not what we call it, it's not what they taught us at all. What we call it and what we label it as, that's what we understood it as, and that's what we went with. But if we put it to the test, it's not always cracked up to be. Look how our preachers, look how they leave here. Broken, busted, disgusted, sick, in pain, hollering, screaming. Not in their right mind. My old pastor left here. Was he in his right mind when he left here? All them years of dedicating to calling something other than what it really is. Not getting the full understanding of it. And then going out of here calling them. Just because I call something red, and somebody sprayed the paint on me to show me it's green, I can't act like they did something wrong. They show me the truth. It's green underneath. We got to quit fighting and bickering over this nonsense, calling it, hey, that man, yo, are you kidding? We can't even get along. We call something the devil. These churches, these pastors can't even get along. And I'm tired of watching these preachers go to jail like no you are. You need to talk to that so. I'm not talking to nobody that went to jail for exposing themselves in public and thinking it was right. What are talking to them for? They ain't gonna listen to me. They're lying and they're gonna show their lying. Appreciate everyone that's on there tonight. A lot of stuff that I say is disturbing to people and unsettling, but we're coming word for word out of the Bible. We're defining things, we're explaining things, and we're making things make sense. Some things can't make sense, like Pastor Charles said, make sense. Some things we can't. But in this Bible, the truth is the truth. I know it ain't very pleasant all the time. I know it don't make us feel good. Some stuff is in there because we all into it ourselves. I've been relieved, all good pride. We found out that if somebody buys you, you're their brother. Bought with a price, what did they make you bought with it? It's medicine. Contrary to rule, ain't gonna be no second over you. Unless it's across the street in the back. That's the yard where the second don't be, because ain't no second in the sky. There's birds flying up there. Get mad all you want to. It's true. But what happens? I wouldn't be like to know. And if the brother get told that I called him out, and he called on the phone, don't waste your time about no answer. Not to let people piss in my face and call me whatever name, and then I'm supposed to tolerate and talk to them. I don't think so. And you're supposed to forgive me. I'm supposed to forgive, but I ain't supposed to be no for food. Now, no way, no how. So it's time for us to use wisdom, free our minds, our lives to follow, and try to help somebody. Everybody try to help everyone. Found out from somebody, there's a lot of people out there trying to get here. They ain't got nowhere to get here. I don't know that. Get mad at the person, but they ain't got no room to work with. So don't think we doing this in vain. Don't think nobody is listening. Folk log in, watch, and they want to get here. We'll start sharing the number. plainly, so we don't start saying it. So they call, reach out. Because I would like to get real. I don't care what's going on in their life. We supposed to be there. It's funny how you got a Bible that says, come unto me all. The churches reject from openly reject some people. But the Bible says, come all. And they ain't what that mean. I'm so tired of them trying to explain this foolishness, this mess, when somebody trying to give the truth of it till it don't make no sense. I challenge any pastor to come in here and tell us how wrong we are. If you use that Bible, I want you to know, brother, when you finish, it's my time. And if I don't embarrass you, I will kiss your nigga behind on camera. Use that Bible, you silly putty. You silly putty, we're going to wear you OUT, we're going to wear you out. So come on, I can't support you all I want you to preach. Use that Bible, in my school meeting, that Bible, you can't do that with us. Not a thing. You sit there and call yourself, you can raise your voice. Like, you better stop, because some of y'all might have a heart attack, because you're here. This is the place where people need to come to receive. This is the place where people need to come to be strengthened and built up. And this is also the place where people need to free their mind. So we're not going to follow. This has been another evening of Free Your Mind. We are on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. And we are looking forward to you telling somebody to come free their mind. Have a blessed night. Love you. Appreciate you. Spread love, not hate.